Warning. In accordance with U.S. Code 1984, we are required to inform you, the audience, that the following content has not been reviewed by the Department of Homeland Security's Board of Disinformation Governance. As such, it may contain disinformation. In the event that said disinformation proves to be true, no retraction or re-review will occur. You have been warned.
Man Tools is brought to you by EXO Auto Works. EXO Auto Works is Colorado Springs' home of the $40 synthetic blend oil change. Call now, 719-375-3232, or visit exoautoworks.com to make your appointment.
Call us today in order to schedule your $80 wheel alignment on most vehicles.
Enharmonic Studios. Enharmonic Studios is a hybrid digital analog facility designed to be quality and affordable to anyone who wants to make history. Call today, 719-963-2020, or go to facebook.com/Enharmonic Studios. Trevor's Beard is brought to you by The Beard Struggle. The Beard Struggle is my go-to for beard hygiene and styling products, so you should click the link below and use the code TLANE15, that's TLANE15, for 15% off your order. Madrid Maintenance. Madrid Maintenance offers excellent handyman services in the Colorado Springs area, starting at just $35 an hour. You can reach them by phone at 719-963-2020 or online at facebook.com/Madrid Maintenance. The Toolbar, our new line of handmade soap produced in partnership with Crafts by Carolyn Lane, available on Etsy. This soap packs a punch of manly scent like oak and fig, fresh cut lumber, cedar, and more masculine fragrances being developed all the time. With a soft touch of natural oils to cleanse and moisturize, use the link below to buy the Toolbar now. Once you try it, you'll never want to wash with anything else.
From EXO Auto Works. Streaming all over the world. It's your weekly dose of toxic masculinity. With Eric Madrid.
Because if too many people are just running around with their dicks out, it's called the Harambe variant.
I'm Trevor Lane.
No. To Karen's.
It's Man Tools.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Thrills and Spills edition of Man Tools Media here at the EXO Auto Works attic facility in the shop. We just call it the shop.
Yeah,
we're at the shop. Man Tools at the EXO shop. We have a special guest tonight.
We do.
You guys special, like a kid in a helmet.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, my wife won't argue with you on that one.
That's all right, man. That's all right. I'm such a dick. Oh, we got Randy Rude.
Hey.
The 3 R's, triple R, R cubed.
That's right.
Yeah. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me back on the show, guys.
Always. We're huge fans, and
I know you keep bringing me back.
Not just for what you do in the ring, but for the ring, in your real life, in the day life. Yeah, that's a good way. You know, I have the band life and then I have the day life. Those two dudes never meet. Like,
right? Oh no,
they don't meet.
No, they really don't.
No, when I'm on stage, it's a different dude. Yeah. If you get an argument with that dude, you better take it up with him later. Because I don't remember.
In the wrestling world, we refer to it as your shoot job. Because there's a term in professional wrestling called shooting. If you see they say, "Hey, I'm shooting on this," that means this is not scripted. This is actually what they have. Like, this is real life.
Right.
So in that term, we say, well, you'll hear wrestlers all the time. Oh, my shoot job is this, or my shoot job is that.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like people who are big into Harry Potter call it their muggle job.
The Muggle world.
Yeah.
Not as big of a fan of that.
No. Okay. But yeah.
I like the movie that she borrowed from. where a young boy gets taken to his uncle to hide out from his evil dad.
What, Willow?
That too.
Oh.
This is Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean,
then,
there is only one return.
Then the old man.
It's not of the king, it's of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a funny line.
Right?
What was the other one? What was the other really good one? There's only that's our sports thing, right? There's only one cup, the Stanley Cup.
I'm getting started on that one last night. Oh my!
Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I saw that, man.
I'll tell you what.
I was cheering, and all of a sudden, like literally, my wife and I were out eating at a place downtown, and I'm like, oh yeah. By the time we get home, it's gonna be time to celebrate.
Sure.
And then I get home and I open my phone and I went,
You missed it. Oh,
shitting me?
We were at band practice and I'm the only one who stands with his back to the TV. Well, Larry does too, but Larry turns around to watch TV while he's singing, and I'm just like, "Fuck it, I still don't know these fucking Foo Fighters songs. God damn it, Dave Grohl! I can't figure them out because I'm retarded." And not only the Foo Fighters songs, the Top Gun song, that one, Danger Zone.
Oh,
it goes to a weird C. Like you're like, why are you? What? Changes weird. It's when singers are writing the songs, so they just change, and you're like, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, who am I? That was a big hit. Who am I to argue?
Yeah.
Regardless,
it is a bass line I do want to learn on the bass guitar.
Oh yeah.
Every time
our guy murders it.
Yeah.
I'm the weak link in that chain. I'll tell you what. In that band, I am the weak link. Anyway, I'm focused, and then everybody stops mid song, like fuck this. Drum stop. Everything stops. I'm like, ha na 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 na. And they're all looking at,
yeah,
the Avs just getting their asses handed to them.
They just needed a little more suspense. They needed one more game of ticket sales for the company. Or I don't know. I want to say that, but god dang it, they just blew it. That's what it is. But hey, they're gonna win the next one.
Yeah, well,
they're gonna get to that Western Conference final.
Somebody is guaranteed.
Right, one of those.
Sports ball. My anecdote was about not even paying attention, and then everybody else in the room, the mood just died. I was like, well, okay, practice is over.
I guess we're done.
I'm gonna go do some homework today. So I got to go see my grandma today. That was fucking awesome. She said to say hi.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's how I found out about that trailer.
I spent the whole day running back and forth with buckets of water in the hot sun. It was Marion's field day at school.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. Because I haven't fixed your sprinklers yet. You're out there like
no.
I'm like, bro, it's not gonna work with buckets of water.
We were put in charge of an event, and about half the events involved the kids trying to get each other wet. But that meant that because our event also involved that, every time the kids switched stations, I was taking a bucket about 50 yards away to the hose, filling it up, and then bringing it back.
You got your steps in.
Got them right at it.
Do you, when you find yourself in that weird, irksome task situation, don't you just harken back to Conan, where he's on the fucking turn wheel?
The wheel, yeah.
Just I think of that, and I hum that music in my head, and I just plow through the rest of the day.
Yep.
Like, all right, fine, I'm gonna get buff. I just do this for like 40 years. And it doesn't happen that way.
No, not quite.
No, because I've been hanging out with professional wrestlers for about 4 years now, thinking, I'm going to get buff. I'm hanging out with professional wrestlers. I've gotten a lot more tattoos, but the buff.
But yeah.
No, I mean, I have lost weight. I will say I've lost probably about 95 pounds from when I first got into professional wrestling to now. But.
Well, that's pretty rad.
Right? That's not too bad.
I've been hitting the drive-through lately, doing them quarter-pound curls.
Yeah, well, I'm guilty of those from time to time.
Then a 12-ounce curl.
12-ounce curl.
Well, let's just maintenance talk really quick here. When you when you have to re-wax a toilet to find out that the reason that the toilet was clogged was because some dumbass dropped their lighter in it.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to tell you that.
They don't. I will say this. Clients are not very forthcoming when the embarrassment factor is there.
Absolutely not.
I have found dildos in the toilet.
Yep.
The little pocket pussy things. Oh yeah, like or lipstick.
Yeah,
it's like the perfect size.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is like the perfect size to clog in that.
The worst one I ever got was we had a home hairstylist at an apartment that for some reason we could not get her toilet to unclog. I snaked it over and over. Finally, we brought another company out to do it, like a professional plumbing company out there, and they pulled out a pair of scissors that were wedged in it, and this woman actually looked them in the face and said, "Can I have those back?"
Yeah, those are expensive.
No, they were not.
I built a hair salon in this one of my clients' upstairs bedrooms, like a home salon. And you chat about tools because she's she's got her tools, I got my tools. We talk about tools.
Absolutely.
And she's like, yeah. I was like, she's like, oh, the saw. I'll do. Oh yeah, this little Roto's it for doing the drywall, cutting out all the thing, running her wires and her plumbing. It's like, yeah, this thing's like $150, and then the tips are like $70. Fucking, bitching about that. She's like, yeah, these scissors are like $130. I'm like, what?
Yes, yeah.
She's like, stainless steel, blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Talking
about the shoot job thing, one thing a lot of people don't know about Randy Rude is I'm a maintenance man during the day. I do a ton of charity work at night, and I'm helping people literally pretty much all day and night.
It's a compulsion, isn't it? It's like you want to fix things, and you want to help people because you like fixing things, like just fixing anything. Like, oh, I want to figure it out. It's a challenge.
Absolutely.
Don't care what it is. I want to try and fix it.
That's one of the things that you and I see eye to eye about is that in the field that I'm in, it's not just plumbing. It's not just electricity. It's not just painting. It's not just drywall. It's literally every little aspect.
Everything in your house. I always tell people everything in your home, front yard to back, attic to basement.
Yeah. And because of those things, when my wife and I bought our house, the amount of money I saved because I was able to redo all those plugs myself and paint the whole house and patch any holes. And
now I will say this with Madrid maintenance, I know what's code and what has. I have PPRBD's code book in the truck. So, A, follow it. B, if I'm not licensed to do it, I'm very forthcoming with the homeowner. Like, this is in the wall. I can do it.
You can.
But code says you got to have, like the most recent ridiculous thing is water heaters have to be installed by a master plumber.
Yeah,
it was June last year. So
yeah, I know because it put a break on us at the apartments where it was like, oh well, now we can't do it anymore.
I'm very sorry. However, I've made friends with some master plumbers, and I can refer you out.
Yep,
I'm very happy to help. I don't want to get them hemmed up on the back end if they try to refi or if something goes wrong.
Yeah, you always got to be super cautious and careful in those types of situations.
Yeah, and it's a respect thing. Absolutely. You respect their home. You have the honor of being able to go in there and help them.
Yeah, if they're trusting you to fix their home, treat that with respect and dignity, and go in there and do the best you absolutely can to where they want you to come back and do it again.
Yep, and they're happy when they're not happy because you got to go with a master plumber. It's like $300 an hour or something stupid. Yeah. But if they ever go to refi that house, if they ever go to sell that house, that's not going to come back on.
Yeah,
everything got done right. Yeah. Everything got lined up. Their papers, permits, everything was in order. Done deal.
Absolutely.
Done deal. Do you have to have a master plumber for the gas line or the entire job? Well, you'd have to be more specific. Which gas line? Because if it's that little extension hose that goes from the wall to your stove, no. You can replace that yourself. You blow yourself up if you don't do it right, but you can replace that yourself because they let the guys from Home Depot that come in, that deliver your stove or your dryer if it's a gas dryer, as long as it's got the petcock and the valve outside of the wall, they can hook that up, the putty, hook it up, done. Those guys they barely have a driver's license. They don't have a fucking hot water heater in. You cannot. No, it's not about the gas line. It's about the whole thing. So basically just cone is asking on our chat thread about the hot water heater situation. As of June 1st of last year, you now have to have a master plumber remove and install a hot water heater, or install it brand new. Anything that has to do with it.
That is correct.
Yeah, fucking lame.
It is lame.
Because too many people weren't doing the correct. The reason is, too many. It wasn't even the gas line. It was the exhaust. Too many people didn't have enough rise on their exhaust ports. Like when it had to shift and move somewhere. It didn't go just straight up to your vent. They weren't putting the right rise on it, and people were getting sick and dying and choking out, and kids were getting sick in the basement.
Codes are codes for a reason. They suck sometimes.
And it's not preemptive. It's hindsight. It's, all right, too many of you have fucked this up. Now we have to make rules.
Yes. The infamous, are you shitting me?
Yeah. Are you shitting me?
Are you shitting me?
I have the distinct honor of being the one that made a rule. When I was stationed in Germany, we were out in the field in Grafenwehr, and they did this quite a few times. In the middle of the night, they're like, "You guys are going to deploy somewhere. We don't know where. Just get your shit and go back to the rear." Okay. So we pack up all our shit in our Humvee. We're driving out of Grafenwehr, and then on every military base now there's Burger King. They're like one of the main.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm starving. Let's stop at Burger King. And the dude that's with me is like, okay, we're in a Humvee. So I went through the drive-thru of Burger King in a Humvee, because he was even like, can we do that? I'm like, I've never heard of a rule that says we can't. Well, now the United States Army Europe has a rule that you cannot take a Humvee through drive-thru, because somebody,
it's all thanks to Trevor.
Somebody ratted us out. I don't know who, whether it was somebody that worked at the Burger King or what, but it apparently went up the chain.
Say you have made your plant on the planet.
That's right.
Yeah,
the rule is made in the U.S. military because of you.
That is correct.
So, you don't have to get into the fine details of that. Just say that that's just
yeah.
So,
that's the lane law. That's good shit. Good shit. Well, so I tried to incite Facebook riots yesterday and today.
Yeah.
People were posting a very lame meme. I want to live in a country where something about kids' lives are worth more than, your freedom or some shit. My big take on that is, well, yes, obviously, like that would, a utopia would be fantastic. The flip side to that argument was there were a whole bunch. There was just streams of just caps typed misspelled ravings from these women that were just pissed off at me for suggesting, well, either move, vote, become active, or not just post shit, like actually do something about it. How about that? And I did that on like 8 or 9 people's things, the same post, and like 8 or 9 of these people. 90% of them blocked and banned me right away,
right?
Because I was like, well, either move, vote. And then all these dudes that are trying to slide into these chicks' DMs on one of them.
White knighted on you?
White knighted on me, like, so bad. It's just, I ignored all of them. I'm like, nope, not even going to talk to you. Just let her say what she wants to say. I'm like, ooh, so my free speech is less important than her free speech because she's got titties? Like, I'm just wanting to be like, Rah! And then there's my favorite, and I'm not saying this is my favorite thing, but my favorite argument from this one woman was she posted some random statistic that the AR-15 has killed more people than blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, yeah, so is the Honda Civic. Like, if it's cheap and affordable and looks cool, it's going to be the most prolific item
in that
vein.
Yeah.
There have been more hit and runs in Honda Civics than any other vehicle. Like, here's this fact. Ooh, And then she tangented and went on to, I want to live in a place where there's love and not fear. It must suck to live in fear. I'm like, I'm not afraid. I'm a warrior in a garden.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that argument. If you have to carry a gun, you must be scared all the time. And it's like,
no, actually, I'm really not. I had several
I also don't have a burning desire to shoot anybody.
Not a little bit.
That's not what it's about at all.
Not even a little bit. However, pause for dramatic effect. I had a conversation with you guys all remember James Martin, badass drummer, cool dude, auto mechanic. He was on our show a couple times. He had his own show over at the Apes place too for a little bit. He and I got into a conversation about, okay, the world's over, right? Zombies, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Humans survive, right? Blah, 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 blah. Now we're all tribal, right? Blah, 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 blah. He's like, no, man, I would like trade with you and I would do this. I was like, no, I would fucking kill you and take everything you have. I'm bigger than you. And he's like, but like we should like, no, he's like, but you're the nicest guy in the world. Yeah, but all this really bad shit happened. Guess what?
No, I'm not the nicest guy.
I'm not the other part of me.
So some minor things a lot of things can make a really nice person become a real major asshole real fast. So.
The good in me is now twisted and shifted because of all of the external environment, and now I'm protecting my tribe. Even you come up to me with all this food, guess what? It's easier to kill you than trade with you. And the point I was trying to make, he's like, and he got it. He said, oh, the currency is bullets. And I'm going, exactly. That's the equalizer. The currency. My hippie little friend, stoner hippie dude, peace and love dude went, ding. The lightning in the, oh, yeah. Thanks, Chris. Chris is a bad motherfucker. That guy can make a video.
Help us with our green screen.
Yeah, dude. What's wrong? I can't
get this to work right.
You might have to come to one of my shows sometime, Chris.
Yeah, look right there. Zzz, I got a lightsaber in my brain. No, he understood, and he's like, "Oh, you were just trying to belabor a point." I'm like, "Yeah, I was just trying to make a point." Of course, I'd try to trade with you first. Like, I'd try to be cool with everybody, even in the fucked up situation. However, again, I'm a warrior in a garden, not a gardener in a war. Like,
even that would be more like, look, I want to be fair. Let's trade.
Yeah.
But just understand, if you don't give me the deal that I want, I'm just going to throw a bullet at you and take your stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. That's kind of why the Vikings started raiding Christian countries.
Because they were unarmed and peaceful.
Well, they traded with them for centuries. And then the church went, oh, trading with pagans is a sin. It's now against church law. You can't do it.
Yeah.
So they would come for another trading mission and be told, sorry, we can't give you any of this. And they're like, well, no, you're going to.
No,
like,
it's happening. We've been
we've been cool,
tolerant.
But it's either we trade or I'm taking it. Mm-hmm. You can choose which.
Right. Well, I invited one of the ladies who actually had, she understood what I was doing, arguing for understanding, not arguing to be right, because that's not a way to argue. That doesn't get you anywhere. So hopefully she pops in and listens to the show, maybe texts us or whatever. Yeah, thank you, Chris. I thought Trevor did a really good job with this thing, but if you look on low res, while you're pooping and watching podcasts, then you can't tell.
I think we just need a new camera. That's my humble opinion.
Well, with this year's profits, we'll figure see. That out. Yeah. Where was I at? So hopefully, yeah, she does pop in and call in, because she had some interesting. We kind of came up with more solutions than whatever. And I also had an interesting conversation with one of my clients who is a school administrator. I didn't know this when I made the joke of saying just arm the teachers while she's watching it on the news. I said arm the staff. And she's like, I just don't like guns and I'm a principal or whatever she is. Yeah. And I was like, well, you'd think I'd stuck my foot in my mouth. I was like, no, my view still stands. And she's like, so she starts, getting all with me while I'm there working on her ceiling lights and stuff. So she loves me because this all looks amazing. She's starting to get a little mad at me because I lean towards freedom. And, I made 2 points. I said, do you subscribe to Edmund Burke? Did you read any of his writings? And she's like, I can't say that I have. And I said, well, paraphrasing horribly, the only way to stop evil men committing violence is good men skilled in violence. She's like, I like that. Okay, I like that. So see, arm the staff. She's like, yeah, but I'm like, no, training, the whole 9 yards. She's like, well, other countries didn't remember. I'm like, the countries who have mandatory carry or mandatory service have the lowest crime rates. Well, your answer is more guns. I was like, or what? Or deter? Kind of. Like, let's talk about this. Let's have a conversation. And then she started spouting something about a bump stock making, and the TV said this: the bump stocks make you're able to fire more bullets faster. I was like, how? How does that work? A bump stock makes you fire bullets faster.
I've seen it. Do you know how it works?
Kinda.
It's just a spring-loaded stock, so it kind of bounces against your trigger finger over and over again.
For a novice.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a total novice, like, well, maybe. The problem, and I would never put this on the fucking face pages, but because nobody fucking watches this show except awesome people, so I am far more deadly with a handgun, with a 9mm handgun, than I am with a 5.56 rifle. I'm far more accurate. I'm faster. I can clear a room way faster than way faster than with a rifle. So the arguments of we need to ban all AR rifles.
And the thing I come back to is what's so magical about a school that you suddenly don't have your rights? Or other buildings where they do that, where they say, no, you can't have a weapon here. It's like, well, did this stop being America?
Well, that was my last point with her.
You know what I mean?
I said she started talking about something else, which was good. You know, I said, well, that just brings us back to the whole Constitution thing, right? At what point do we stop having rights? I mean, they wrote it down for us, and it's up on a piece of paper. We can see what we founded where we live at. You know, we're very fortunate to be born in a place, geographically born in a place where we get to do all this cool stuff, and not born in a place where we're pretty much fucked. Yeah. I feel very fortunate about that I was born here instead of somewhere else. Like, that horrible, just third world, bombed out, dirty, wretched Canada.
Before you said Canada, I was like, I've been to a couple of those places. I've never been up there.
We pick on Canada because it's nice and clean, and everybody's semi-polite. So we pick on Canada just because it's fun. But I said, they
have apologized for Bryan Adams on many occasions.
You know what? The only one I want them to apologize for is probably Nickelback. I have the biggest problem I have with Nickelback, being a musician and putting out songs. I mean, I have like 17 albums out, something like that.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers need to save some hits for the rest of us.
They're the modern day Jethro Tull.
Dude,
huh?
for real. Like, they have all these hits and they get nominated for all this stuff. And I'm like, this is a really bad song. And it's all over the radio. I'm like, I need to write really bad songs.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened to me. I mean, I got 10 albums. I recorded music. I obviously didn't stick to it because I'm running a professional wrestling.
I was going to say, you wouldn't be on Man Tools. You'd be at the Rolling Stone right now.
Right.
Doing an interview.
So guys, I wanted to come on the show and talk to you guys about my huge fundraiser I got coming up.
Let's do fundraising.
Yes. Sorry to change subject, but
no,
I definitely want to make you guys aware of this.
It's the 8 o'clock hour. We've got to change subject.
Oh, see, I was on. I'm just. It's like I've been on here before.
I know, right?
Right. So we are getting ready for my annual fundraising event. Normally, it's the only one we do, but this year, as Trevor and I were talking about, I've actually done a couple of them. But this one is the Headlocks for Hospice. It's the third one, and actually the first time I was on your guys' show was for my very first Headlocks for Hospice.
Yep.
And I've been on here for every single one of them. We are partnered up with Interim Healthcare this year, so that's going to be our recipient. We were really happy to announce that T-Mobile is now officially a sponsor of Colorado Springs Wrestling. They're the official carrier for us. That was super cool. we are going to get to do some pretty amazing things at this event. We literally have a Make-A-Wish kid that's going to get a very special prize at this
That's awesome.
event. Last Saturday, I got to sing Happy Birthday to another one of my Make-A-Wish kids. It was pretty amazing. Like, I didn't realize singing Happy Birthday would ever be that.
Right in the guts.
Oh, man. But
right in the guts.
This kid's in a wheelchair, and I'm in the ring. It's a sold-out show, 300 fans, you know, all singing to him. I climb out of the ring, and I get down there, and I get down on a knee, and this kid just graduated kindergarten today, by the way. Let's throw that out there. And he just reaches out and like squeezes my hand, and you could see his eyes watering up because of how happy it made him.
Yep.
And it's like, that's why I do it right there. You know, we were just talking, I just raised $7,000 for a middle school to go on a field trip to Washington. And I told them the only catch is they all have to take a picture in front of the White House wearing Randy Rude shirts.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to have that picture.
That is, yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You know, but then now we're heading into Headlocks for Hospice. And, you know, last year we raised $9,000 for hospice care. I do that because I worked at hospice. That's how I got into maintenance. I was a maintenance man at a hospice facility. And when I spent 3 years there, and when you spend that much time in that type of a facility, you don't just walk away and not feel things. And I wanted to do something for that thing, because hospice is something that everybody knows about it, but you don't really know. Like, you've heard of it. Some people may know a lot about it. Some people may have never even heard of the term hospice care.
Right.
They don't understand that 99% of the people in the world will need hospice care, because that's what hospice is. It's just, but they're there for such a short period of a person's time. It's the end of the life. That's all it's for. Is you go to hospice to be comfortable to die. Mm-hmm. These people, I know, like I said, for 3 years, I had 6 to 7 people a day, every day, die right in front of me. People I knew, you know, in the town I grew up in. And then these CNAs and these nurses that work at these facilities take a deep breath, a drink of coffee, and go into the next room like nothing happened with a ball of joy to take care of the next patient. Yep. They deserve all the praise and help that they can possibly get. And that's why we do this, is Headlocks for Hospice. Yes, there is local wrestling. You need to come to one of our shows. Definitely, Chris. Come check us out. Sorry, I just saw that right there.
Yeah, man.
You know, Trevor's been to one of the shows. You guys seem like you had
it was fucking awesome. My kids loved it too. They were like, "This is so great," and I'm like, "Well," I asked them. I waited until the end, and I'm like, "All right, do you think they were really hurting each other?" And my 14-year-old is like, "I'm not sure." The 11-year-old was like, "Yeah, that was all serious."
Well, and you guys did happen to come to a show when one of my wrestlers actually broke and dislocated his collarbone in 2 slams.
That was
the first slam
was
broke
rough.
the collarbone, and then the second slam dislocated the bone from the shoulder. So it was rough. It doesn't, and you know, these guys are trained professionals. We have a school right here in Springs that these guys go to every week, 2-3 times a week to train. You have to train like seriously before you can wrestle in my ring. Mm-hmm. But accidents happen. That it's just part of the business. It's a full contact sport. I do consider it a sport because these guys are in some of the best shape you'll ever see.
Though my favorite full contact sport is my morning commute.
Oh well, yeah, that's right. We could go on that one, I'll tell you. But you know, we just did Batter Up the last Saturday, and Toasty, the mascot for the Rocky Mountain Vibes, was there. Mm-hmm. We were in the ring and we made peace. Last year, you know, him and I might have had a couple of fists thrown at each other, and he might have pulled my hair and, you know, got the upper hand on me, but, you know, whatever.
Well, so this year, Trevor and I, we're going to sneak up behind him. You can doormat him. We'll just be the man tools footstools.
Yeah, I love it. Right? Well, Toasty came to the last event, and that was when we did the happy birthday for the kid and all that. Toasty and Randy Rude have officially made peace. I'm going to let him be a mascot because I've got a professional wrestling company to run. On top of that, I also produce burlesque now. So I'm a burlesque producer. I have my first show that I'm producing this Saturday out in Manitou. It's called the Depraved Show. So it's a Champagne Cabaret. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the producer of that show.
Motherfucker.
Yep, that's me, brother. So because of the fact that the owner of the Champagne Cabaret and I have also partnered up together, and we every 3 months do a 21 and up wrestling show that's called Combat and Cabaret, where we take wrestling and burlesque and we magically mash those two wonderful things together.
Yep.
And it is about the most vulgar, entertaining show you could possibly ever enjoy.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I know a couple of the performers in your troupe.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's awesome.
So
I didn't know you were involved. That's pretty legit.
Well, and a lot of those dancers are actually training to become, and have already gotten in the ring. They're becoming wrestlers. I have built a women's division thanks to the burlesque community.
That's awesome.
Because we did our first Combat and Cabaret. They flipped out about it, and all these dancers are like, well, I want to do that.
Hell yeah.
So I said, you bet your ass you do.
Hell yeah.
I went and made a belt for them because so many of them got in. And as a matter of fact, last Saturday's main event was a women's match for the women's title, and it ended in a bloody brawl where one of the women passed out from blood loss in the ring. It was
so sad. I don't get to go to these most of the time. All right, so the 25th.
The 25th.
Trevor, you're gonna send the flyer to the Man Tools page.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on my Facebook, my own personal Facebook page, and I'm gonna tell the chica that we're going to this thing on the 25th because it's a Saturday. There's nothing on the books yet. I'm booked up till the 22nd, so I'm already mira los.
Well, and any form of military, active, retired, vet, does not matter. You do get discounted tickets. All kids 12 and under get discounted tickets. I don't do this professional wrestling gig to make a bunch of money. I do it to put on an entertaining show for everybody to be able to go to.
I'm just going to say this. Any vet worth their salt, they'll take that discount and then put the rest of it towards that donation. They
usually do. So I will tell you that right there.
Let's just all do that.
Every single penny of this show is going to hospice care.
Yep.
That is a fact. I personally deliver that check to the hospice myself every year. And I also follow the money because I like to know where that money goes as well. It's one thing to donate. It's another thing to see what happens with that as well.
Sure. I mean, and you lived it. You were there.
Absolutely.
And one thing I wanted to tack on before we... when you jumped off, it's not just the nurses.
No.
Everyone who works at that facility, everyone who's a patient at that facility, you become intertwined.
Absolutely.
So, from the maintenance techs to the logistics people to the administration to the intake to the nurses to the doctors that come in,
Oh, yeah.
Everyone involved in that situation, yeah, they all get gold stars.
Yes, Chris, I am the one at Sunshine Studios. That's where we do all of our shows. So that's where you can find us, and that's where Headlocks for Hospice will be, is at Sunshine Studios. Now, I will say, if you're getting tickets, get them now. The front row sold out in 10 minutes.
Nice.
The second row sold out about 5 minutes after that. We do still have third, fourth, and fifth row available. The VIP balcony's gone.
Damn.
My shows sell out every single month. Trevor was there. It's a packed house every month. It's loud. It's wild. But the way I put it is, it's Monday Night Raw, but it's so close and personal that you feel like you are absolutely part of that show.
I'll tell you what. This is going to sound kind of cheesy, and maybe not like a compliment, but trust me, it's a compliment. It's like going to see a tribute band. Have you ever gone to see a tribute band where they have the look, they sound like the band on the record,
they hit that home run,
and it's like it's just like being,
Great
you know,
example.
it's just like seeing Metallica, except it's at a club and I'm
it's
third
not-
row.
Third
It's
row.
you know.
And now see, here's the way that I look at my company is I am the minor leagues of professional wrestling. Okay, these guys that wrestle for me, am I their final destination? Absolutely not. Some of my wrestlers, I have WWE wrestlers who wrestle for me. I have AEW wrestlers that wrestle for me. Rob Risen from AEW was our champion for 4 months. But the thing is yes, that's just it. We give the fans that same thing on a little smaller scale, obviously.
Yeah.
But let's look at this. Let's say you get a ticket to a Monday Night Raw. And I'm not trying to bash the big leagues in any way.
No.
But let's say you want to get 4 tickets to Monday Night Raw. And you want to be in the 4th row.
So I will sell the kidney, mortgage the house, and
That's a fact right there. You're talking probably high 3 digits per ticket.
Yeah.
And you'll get
It's
a
like
great
going
show.
it's like going to the police concerts.
Now, you're going to get a great show. Absolutely. You're going to walk out of there totally stoked, and you're going to think you got your money's worth. And that's why I say I don't bash them.
No.
There's a reason they're the big leagues. However, you come to my show, 4 tickets cost you $80 tops, $100 if you're in the front row. You're going to get pictures with every single wrestler that you possibly want to, and autographs. You can get a picture when you purchase their T-shirt. They'll sign their T-shirt for you.
It's just like the music industry. It's like your guys' favorite band, your absolute most favorite band at some point was playing clubs.
Absolutely.
Don't miss out on your favorite wrestlers of the future by missing out on these events.
A good example, I had a women's wrestler for me 3 years ago. Her name was Abaddon the Monster. Okay? She had just signed with me. She was getting ready to do a big 6-month run. She had to pull it the last minute. You know why? She's on AEW now, wrestling every Wednesday night.
There you go.
I got another guy. He just signed with me, but we also know his name is Filter. And this guy is 6'6", 320, and he's 25 years old. He's a monster, right? But we know he'll get the call. It's gonna happen.
Hey man,
but
nice shot.
But right. I like it. But that's what we do in CSW is we make a platform for these guys to build and to get known. The big companies do watch Colorado Springs Wrestling. They know who we are, and they know that we produce some of, if not the best entertaining wrestling on the independent circuit in Colorado.
I'm just saying, Colorado produces probably the best athletes in the world. We do have the Olympic Training Center here.
If you come to watch like those matches that you saw at that show were some amazing wrestling.
Oh, they were
matches.
Great. They were killer.
Yeah. These guys, they're trained by professional. These guys that are on television, they work really hard.
To be honest, there wasn't anything. The stuff you saw at your show is the same kind of thing that I would expect to see at something like a WCW event or a WWE event. They do the high flying off the ropes. I'll put it this way: there's not like they definitely have the same skill set.
Yeah,
there's not a disparity between pro football and then you watch like high school football. And you're
right?
Like,
No, it's not like that. It's like, at least to the untrained eye like me, these guys all look like they could very easily be on TV.
You walked out of my show feeling like you got your $20 worth.
Hell yeah!
That's exactly what I get.
Yep, we're going.
Every show has 9 to 10 matches on it. We do tons of free giveaways. We give concert tickets away because we're at Sunshine Studios. Last Saturday we had the guitar players from the band Death Ride, which is some great death metal. They did the national anthem for me because I always have the national anthem performed live.
I was going to ask, now I feel like a dick because somebody else already cooler than me did it because those guys are actually good players.
Hey, I will gladly let you come do the anthem, brother.
Yes!
I will gladly
doing it.
Yeah, we'll make a thing about that. Man Tools Live from Colorado Springs Wrestling doing the national anthem. I'll tell you what, those guys even told me they were laughing when they finished it. They were like, wow. I never thought a minute and a half would be the coolest performance I've ever done in my life. And I was like, oh, yeah. And they're like, there was a wrestling ring out there, man. And they were like, that's not what we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
and I told them get in the ring, but they were like, they're a little scared. I'll tell you what, get in the ring and play it.
I can't play very well, but I'm a fucking showman. That's the thing. Ask anybody who's ever seen
it a couple months from now, so you got plenty of time.
Oh yeah, I could play it tomorrow. Ask Christopher. He knows. He's like, he's seen my old band. He's like, yeah, Eric can't play for shit, but man, he puts on a good show.
Yeah, he said Christina is awesome. I gotta give a shout out to Christina. She's the owner of, she runs Sunshine Studios. Her and her family. She is awesome. She's the one who saw something in CSW. We were doing shows at Corner Pocket out in Fountain.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've ever been there, the ceiling's probably about a little bit taller than this right here. So we pulled it off, but she finally had my wife and I go in there and to the venue, and she's like, I'd love for you guys to bring CSW here. And I kind of looked around. I was like, well, if we build a ramp, we can do it. And that was 2.5 years ago, and we've been doing shows there every single month. During the pandemic, we were the only professional wrestling running, and the only way we were able to do it is all of our events had to be outside. They all had to bring their own chairs.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of guidelines we had to cross, and we did. And somehow between her and I, we managed to put on live professional wrestling, the only live shows of any kind during that time.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, there was nothing, no concerts, the theaters were closed.
Yeah.
So we would sell out every show in a matter of 15, 20 minutes. 250 tickets gone every single month because it was literally the only thing in town. But I felt so honored to be able to actually be that person to give some sort of entertainment in such a ridiculous time that everybody was going through.
Yeah.
And thank God we literally went through all of that with no scares, no outbreaks, no nothing. We did 7 months of shows during the pandemic, and everybody was happy, healthy, and went home and came back the next month. It was great.
That's awesome.
And that's where we got into Headlocks is, it was like, well, let's do this. It's go time. This year, my goal is $15,000, guys. I want to raise $15,000 for hospice care. We do have tickets still available. So if you look on that poster, there's a barcode. You can go to CSW's page directly. Those messages go directly to me or my wife, and we handle every ticket sale personally. Also, we have multiple ways. We're going to do lots of auctions. There's going to be a match where you can actually bid on a tag team in this match. It's a tag team battle royal. We did it last year. If your tag team wins that match, then you get to escort that tag team down to the ring in the main event of the night.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it'd be pretty cool to escort Dick Kick down to the ring.
Dick Kick. Those guys are awesome.
You would absolutely love you some Dick Kick. Those guys are great. They are the CSW Tag Team Champs now. You were there when they won the titles. Yep. And the place erupted when Dick Kick won the titles. We're going to have that match. We're doing a thing where any company that wants to can actually sponsor individual matches. So if you want your company's representation on a specific match, just reach out to us and you can have a match on your thing.
Yeah.
And we've got tons of prizes. All of our sponsors give a bunch of raffle items that you can buy $1 raffle tickets and $5 raffle tickets. We're going to give away, hopefully we're supposed to be getting a luxury suite from the Rocky Mountain Vibes for a game. We're going to get 2 free hours at Top Golf that you can win.
Fun.
Which I love me some Top Golf. I know Overdrives said they're going to donate as well, so you'll probably you could have a chance to win free race time up at Overdrive.
So, in the spirit of trying to get tickets and get stuff out, I'm noticing that the Google app is only doing stuff from last year.
Oh, really?
Yep. I'm trying to find it so I can send it to my chickie and to other people.
Okay.
And it's only doing stuff from last year.
Well, it could be because we didn't start up the GoFundMe yet, because literally tickets just went on sale on Sunday.
Yeah.
So right now it's on the Facebook page is the best way to locate it, find the information, all that stuff. Check it a week from now, and that'll be a complete different situation. I'm scheduled to be on all 4 television networks in the next week and a half, and all the broadcasting will start pretty quick here.
Yeah.
Well,
last year's got an overload of publicity, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Because that's all I'm finding. So the Facebook page is where to go to get info on this year's event.
Yes, Colorado Springs Wrestling on Facebook. We are on Instagram as well, so you can go on there as well.
Yeah, that's what it's hitting on your website.
Yeah, that's actually not our website
as
of now.
As of meow.
As of meow.
As of meow.
It's being rebuilt, and that's why it shows that it doesn't there anymore.
All right, folks. So, can you put up the? There is the barcode though, right?
Yes.
Or the
so on the poster here, if you look at it, the top barcode is for Interim Healthcare.
Yep.
The bottom one, it even says scan to purchase tickets. That takes you directly to CSW's Facebook page, which can you just go on the messenger, reach out to the messenger. It goes directly to me and my wife, and we will handle the tickets. We will probably be opening up an Eventbrite for the tickets as well, just to make more availability, because we have been doing that for the last few shows. We had discussed whether we were going to for Hospice or not, because of the fact that we do like to personally handle the tickets for this event. However, we found that Eventbrite is actually a really good company to go through for ticket purchases. So there's a chance that possibly by tomorrow even there could be an Eventbrite link. And if there is, I will make sure that you guys have it so you can share it on yours as well.
Definitely.
It's absolutely a great cause. It's going to be a lot of fun. The show does start an hour earlier than normal. Normally our doors are at 5, show starts at 6. But this one, the doors are at 4, show starts at 5. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to want to be there at 4 o'clock because the entertainment starts the second you walk in the door.
Yeah.
Well, as you saw,
Yeah.
You want to be one of the first 100 people that walks in because you get one of them grab bags that has a bunch of cool free prizes and raffle tickets and all that good stuff. So make sure, reach out to us on Facebook, send me a message, get your tickets, come check out the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Who knows what's going to be there with all the announcements we'll be making between now and then. I will say we are having a very first ever, the main event of this show will be 3 different organizations' titles.
Wow.
The CSW title, the Primos title, and the actual Four Corners Territory title. All 3 will be on the line in one match, which means one person at that event will walk out with 3 different companies' belts. And that has never been done in professional wrestling right there. So it's going to be quite a huge thing.
I want tickets.
Yes, you do.
I'll message him and buy some tickets.
I'm going
That's
to.
right.
I'm going to. I need the tickets. Scan to purchase tickets. I need to scan that thing the right way.
Go ahead, do it. You can do it off the TV.
Yeah, I will. You know when you save the photo and you click on it, all
Yeah.
it does is take me to the Facebook page. So let's see if we can do this. Right?
No, I think that's what it's. I think that's all that's.
It does take you to the. It's
Yeah.
supposed to take you to the Facebook page.
Right. And then I want to buy tickets. Yeah, takes me there.
And then send him a message and say, "I
Yeah,
would
and
like
that's where
2
you send
tickets,
the
please."
message.
See, this is how you do it, folks.
Yeah.
This is how you do it.
Showed how easy it is.
So that's how easy. Oh, boom! Look, I'm gonna send message, and then his phone's gonna go vert.
Excuse me, sir. I would
Excuse
like
me,
2
sir.
tickets.
I would like to purchase some tickets, please.
Yes, it is. It's so much fun when we do these Headlocks for Hospice events. Not to mention, we're gonna do this great thing for one of my Make-A-Wish kids. We're gonna be doing some fantastic stuff. The story is gonna be great. Can't guarantee whether or not you're gonna get to see me get knocked out, but you know the crowd always loves it when Randy Rude gets knocked out.
Of course.
You know, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I'm the boss. I mean, everyone loves when their boss gets knocked out.
fair. I
Yeah.
beat my ass every day.
Right?
Well, can you hang out for a little bit longer?
Well, actually, guys,
you gotta take off. All right,
you know how
I feel you, man. I feel you. We're gonna pay some bills and let you get out of here.
Okay,
and then we'll finish up our show. So, but thanks for hanging out, and of course, everybody get on the Colorado Springs Wrestling Facebook page.
Yep.
Check out the flyer for the event.
I just sent the message. I'm going to get me some tickets.
25th of June.
25th of June.
You guys, thanks for always having me on the show.
I
love
dude.
coming up here.
Yeah.
I always enjoy it. I didn't realize we were both a couple maintenance guys, so we'll definitely get a conversation going one of these days.
One of these days.
I'll have to bring on one of my other coworkers. You guys could sit here and you might make it an extra long episode because you'll get into a loss. And then poor Trevor will just sit here and go.
No, that's fine.
No, he's good. Then you can focus on pushing the right button.
I'll just slink out of framing.
If you guys do make it to the Headlocks for Hospice event, please do. Well, I will know. And like we had talked about, I would love to let you guys do a little bit of a broadcast or something from Headlocks for Hospice if you want. Absolutely, I have zero problem with that. So if that's something you guys want to do, you let me know.
We're all about promoting it. So
hey, we're a big supporter of you guys too. So
hell yeah,
awesome.
Cool. All right, well, we're gonna be back in 2 and 2, 3 and 3, something like that.
5 and 1.
We're gonna pay some bills, and we'll be back with the week in history, and then we'll finish up the show. So
I'm on my way over here. My brakes made an awful noise, and the last time I got them done, it was so expensive.
You should go to EXO Auto Works. They did a great job on mine, and it was way cheaper than anywhere else I've been.
That sounds great. I need to get their number from you.
At EXO Auto Works, we offer the best price on brake service in town. We include brand new brake pads, rotors, and hardware, which saves you money and gets you on the road faster. See our website for a full list of our services. Call EXO Auto Works today.
I take the pistol with me everywhere.
Order online now at thebeardstruggle.com. Use the code TLANE15 for 15% off your order.
Comes to his head in the gutter, spitting right through the heel.
The first on the flank, get it started. It's fired and it's right.
all right, welcome back. This week in history, May 26, 1977, the movie Star Wars debuts, and of course becomes a much bigger thing than anyone thought it would be.
Yep,
at the time. Let's see, May 27th.
Seems like we should have done more for Star Wars. Like, but
shit, I didn't put the year. 1907, I believe, if I recall correctly. There's an outbreak of bubonic plague in San Francisco. There you can see some fellas with kind of the early protective gear of the time. Looks like they're hosing down with maybe some bleach, or maybe something that's illegal now. Who knows? To decontaminate themselves. Let's see, May 28th, 1908 marks the birth of the author Ian Fleming, most famous for creating the character of James Bond. In fact, I think once that kind of hit, I'm not really sure he wrote about much else.
Pretty sure his gravy train.
No, I'm good. No, yeah. I don't need to write anything else. Although there is one James Bond book called, I think it's James Bond Goes to New York, and it's a travel guide. It's not a novel at all. It's just like, if Bond was in New York, this is what he would do. So,
yep.
let's see, May 29th, 1951, C.F. Blair becomes the first man to fly over the North Pole in a single-engine plane. So the one engine goes out.
Jesus.
You're landing in polar bear country.
Yep.
Assuming you can bring it down and land it. Let's see, May 30th, 1889, the brassiere is invented.
And the day after, this guy got his ass beat up by every other dude. Why would you halter those things? Yeah.
Let's see. May 31st, 1955, the Supreme Court orders that states must end racial segregation, quote, with all deliberate speed. So, I was a little confused by this, though, because another event that happened, although I didn't put it in here, was, I think it was in 1963, when the governor of, I believe, Alabama not only refused to integrate, I forget which university, it was a state university, but he actually sent like National Guard troops there to prevent the black students from going. It was like, so maybe it was the law, but they were still resisting, so to speak.
Well, like anything, you get. I don't know. I think it's we didn't grow up with stupidity, so we don't understand it.
Well, not that kind.
Yeah.
We grew up with other stupidity. Yeah. Well, finally this week in his story, June 1st, 1915, Germany conducts the first Zeppelin air raid over England. Can you imagine being bombed by blimps?
No. No, I can't. Like, one good fucking incendiary device, that thing just going down.
I don't know. Blimps are crazy. I was reading about, I heard somebody talking about, on like a podcast, talking about, they mentioned War of the Worlds, and I think they were talking about like mass hysteria events, and then they mentioned the first time a blimp flew through like Iowa or somewhere really remote, and there was a lady, no one knew that it was coming, because it wasn't like you could put that out. No one knew that it was coming. And this lady, I guess it flew over the horizon like right as the sun was coming up, and this lady was just like starting her farm chores. She flipped out, thought it was the end of the world, and hid under her bed.
Better than War of the Worlds. A lot of people jumped out their windows to their death, like killed themselves.
And she eventually, I guess like somebody noticed that they hadn't seen her in a couple of days, came to her place, and she had just been under this bed for like 2 days.
Nope. Not
she's
coming
like,
out.
no, it's the world's ending.
Yeah, we're done. Game over, man.
So, yeah, that has been the week in his story. And that also brings us to the end of our show, unfortunately.
We need scenes of us walking away.
Yeah?
Yeah, Family Guy did it. It was awesome. Stewie walking down the road. It's good shit.
Wow, that's even worse.
What the hell are you doing?
Sorry.
What's up, Zach? The live. It is the live.
See, I don't understand. I get rid of the fuzzies, and then we go transparent.
Don't know. Anyway, what's up, Zach? So I have a fun story about Zach. I was really thinking about the lone wolf today, real bad, because I went down to Canyon City, saw my grandma, and she asked me how Zach was doing. We went down there one time, and he was all about Christmas cookies. So
sure.
I told her what he was doing and doing stuff and doing good up in the north, up there in the Northland,
up into Minnesota,
up in the sodas, up there. Come in, have a hot dish. You're all right, okay. Anyway, told her about that. She's like, "Well, that's awesome." And then I went to the gas station and got some gas, and I got a sandwich. Right, I got a little Sammy. It was a little peckish. And then I asked the bitch for tactical mustard. the individual packets. That's what Zach called them.
Tactical mustard.
He's like, tactical mustard. He used to throw them at me in the truck. He's like, yeah, we got tactical mustards, tactical mayo, whatever, right? She looked at me like I was crazy, like out of my fucking mind. She's like, tactical mustard? What? Oh, do you have an AR? Ah! Like freaked out. I fucking died laughing. I was like, I missed the lone wolf. And then sure as shit, like I'm putting it out in the universe. There he is.
That's awesome.
Hells to the yeah.
Well, hello and goodbye.
Hello and goodbye. We love you, bro. We're going to the outs here. Saying goodbye. We would like to thank Colorado Springs Wrestling. You guys check it out. It's the 3rd annual Headlocks for Hospice, June 25th at Sunshine Studios. That is down in Fountainish, Widefieldish, south of Colorado Springs-ish.
Yep.
So yeah, very easy to find, and tickets go to the. We will be posting the link to go to the Facebook page and ask for tickets. I'm gonna see if I can beat somebody up and take their VIPs. Do not forget, this weekend is a holiday weekend, so if you aren't leaving town because gas prices are so high, remember, beer is cheaper than gas right now. So come to Murray Street Darts and check out Facing Forward at 8 p.m. That's at Murray and Platt, behind the gentrified McDonald's and behind the gentrified Starbucks, next to the crappy-ass Walmart Food Source Center. Murray Street Darts, pretty awesome little place. Recently renovated, in the last year or so, like purchased and renovated. It's quite nice. You guys will dig it. Members only. This week we'll be recording our look at the Depp versus Head defamation case. I said it. The nerd. That will be available to Locals subscribers for $3. Again, if you subscribe to our Locals, it's only $3 a month, and the audio available on Anchor for subscription for only $1 a month. So
that's right.
Line up, get subscribed. It's $3. It's $1. You can do it. It's worth it to listen in. Thank you, EXO AutoWorks and Enharmonic Studios, Crafts by Carolyn Lane, The Beard Struggle, and of course Madrid Maintenance, and Colorado Springs Wrestling. We should probably get them on the sponsor list. And
yeah, sure.
Yeah, we just swap that out. Grab something for Father's Day, guys. Use this code DAD20 for 20% off at Beard Struggle.
Don't worry about the rest of that.
Go to the Beard Struggle, DAD20. That's all you got to do. Thank you for watching and or listening. Check us out on the web at mantoolsmedia.com. The social media links.co/mantoolsmedia. Once again, like, subscribe, rate, and review. RateThisPodcast.com/mantools and Gentrified Springs, the happiest place on earth.